I'm your huckleberry.
You look like some.
I want war with all of you.
Introduce something not necessarily new, right? But we're about to talk about the Epstein files and the purposes behind it, which I believe we're all getting caught up on. We're all getting trapped in, let's say, the I don't want to say the woo of it, but I do want to say we getting caught up in, and let's say we running around on the leaves twigs, right? But we kind of not paying attention to the root. And I'm not saying the Epstein files is not what it is. What I'm saying is this. Quick spinning, and we coming right back at it. You heard? Y'all know it's a love thing. We about to jump right into it. The tea of the morning is ginger, clove, honey, and lemon. That's what I'm drinking this morning. Full drinking, half thinking. Ain't always about drinking liquor and beers and getting twisted. Nah. This is full drinking and half thinking. Take a look and examine how the files were dropped. Not that they were dropped. They're dropped. Got it. They're here. Got it. So after all this, ain't nothing there. After the hoax, after he did it to himself, right? After all the madness came out, we actually got the files. 3 million pages of documents. And as an organization, right? You don't present something, a file, to anybody that's not organized. Think about it. Like I really needed to start thinking about how it was done. Granted that it was done and everybody's happy about it, but think about it for 2 seconds. Yo, peace. Villagers are pulling up. Y'all already know it's a love thing from here to there. Think about how it was actually done. I can't give my boss a folder and a file that's not page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. It's called, like, what they call the sequence, right? Flowing sequences. People don't write books and start in the middle of chapter 7, then go back to the first page in chapter 1 and go to the 15th page in chapter 2. And no, it's written in a sequence form. Things are sequenced so they make sense. That's not how these documents were given. When you look at an organization of that level, of that magnitude, with that much responsibility, coast to coast and internationally, you can't sit here and play that game with yourself and say, well, they just dumped it, because they don't have the capability of sequencing documents. You can't go to court and have court documents not it doesn't work like that. Things have to flow in a certain manner. So does this not look like it was done on purpose this way? Does this not look like a confusion tactic? After they had to go to yo, see what's up. After they had to go to the house, pass a bill, get it signed. Then after that, wait some more time. Plus, they've been had the documents. You think all these things were already in sequence? There's not an excuse on the planet that I've thought about so far that why the documents were dumped the way they were dumped. And if you got one, please punch it in the chat. If you could go to your boss and give him a stack of papers, tell him figure it the fuck out and walk out the office, please tell me where you work at. If you could write a book pretty much 17 to 1 to 7 to 2 to 3 to go to 10, then 5, then 6, then 7, again, then 8, then 9, and think it's going to make sense sequentially and then flow, please tell me what school you went to. If you don't see how things need to flow and make sense, please tell me who taught you. This was done on purpose. Think about it. This is not a small organization. This is these are the what they call the Fed. Yo, who that? Oh, that boy, the Fed, dog. The Fed that everybody's scared of. The Fed that got that high rating of convictions. This is the Fed we're talking about. We're not talking about a mom and pop shop that needs an accountant to come in there and put their orders in affairs in order. It's the Fed. You think the Fed having these documents for X amount of time when they scrub the documents ain't put them in order to review them? No, we need to stop and think. We need to stop and we need to think about it. You don't think the Fed has the manpower, or have we done this already? What's up, Red? That clove hitting today, boy. I think I put too much in that. I think I put too much cloves in that one. Let's be real. The Fed we not saying all the Feds are geniuses. Not all the Feds went to Harvard. Not all the Feds went to Yale. We comprehend that. They ain't all come from Berkeley. They ain't all come from Stanford. Makes sense. Got it. But they went to high school. They went to elementary and primary and kindergarten. They understand that 1, then comes 2, then you have 3 and 4. They understand that when a sentence leaves off on one page, the next page should follow up that sentence. Africa Mombada said, "You're stupid." Oh, okay. Appreciate your comment. You got anything positive or anything to add to the conversation? If not, you can politely get the fuck on out. They understand these things and they were kids. So now you're telling me now you work for the big Fed organization that all of a sudden you don't comprehend the flow and sequence of things? You telling me you don't know how to read a book now? You telling me that y'all thought this was acceptable? No, it was done for the purpose of confusion. That's what I get from it. 3 million pages just dumped. Go figure it out. Okay, cool. Their computer system was off. It jumbled it up. They didn't have no control over that. Cool. Why there's so many redactions then? We know certain things need to be redacted without a doubt. Right? Victims for their safety. Minors, because they're minors. Some cases might be ongoing. Some people might be protected witnesses, can't really drop their name. But the people that are alleged to do these heinous things to the juveniles about society, they get redacted also? So they get redacted too then. So it's a fucking mess. They just dumped a bunch of bullshit out there and tell the world, you know what, figure it out. You asked for it, you got it. Now you can't say we ain't give it to you. You can't say we ain't give it to you because we gave it to you. All right, cool, say less. You know what, you're right. You did give it to us. We do have 3 million pages, and apparently it's 3 million more pages out there, and apparently those 3 million pages, a lot of them are duplicates. All right, cool. So it's already all right. Cool. Got it. Some of them are duplicates of other pages. They're not necessarily 3 million more pages. But if you can read a book, and I can read a book, and we get 2 different comprehensions of it, imagine 3 million people reading 3 million pages. That's 9 million different comprehensions. It's supposed to be confusing. It's not supposed to be something of clarity, dog. I think this is what we're missing here. It's not supposed to be a thing of clarity. It's not supposed to be crystal clear so we could just jump at it straight and be like, you know what, for sure. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it flows. It flows. No, you got people out here that got to run AIs to put this shit back together. Like it's a jigsaw puzzle. But y'all think the Fed didn't do this on purpose. Okay.
I need money.
We have one already for the show. My G, my Ace Boon Coon, my Hellfire Goon. What up? Always supporting over here, always talking that jazz, but stay in the mix over here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for opening up the wallet and showing that extra love to that FBNHT, to the village. We put it inside the village bank. See what comes out of it. You hear me? Mad Hatton, what up, G? This is something that we could see plain as day, but they count. This is what they counting on. This is just my perspective, and let me kick the funk real quick. All right? My perspective, humble perspective from what I'm looking at. This is made to cause confusion. When people get confused and overloaded, what happens? You get fatigued. It becomes mentally fatigued. If you know anything about mental fatigue, you know that's probably one of the worst. Your body, sure, you can deal with your body, right? A little bit of rest, you'll be back at it. But mental fatigue is different, man. Mental fatigue is different. And we'll talk about the chaos in a little bit. I'll show you I'll show you something that I'm tracking a little bit. And we could probably track it together and chop it up. And y'all can bring your own perspectives to it as usual. But see, this is it right here. See, this is it right here, what I'm talking about. Thank you. Doc, thank you, bro. Now with the 3 million people, shout out to Doc. With the 3 million people reading 3 million documents, 9 million different opinions, 9 million different thoughts, right? Look at this comment right here. He just said it looks like Epstein, the Nickelodeon allegedly looks like Epstein logo. Cool. I heard about that a while ago. Now it's a photograph with 2 boys in it. Now they're saying that those are the Island Boys. Remember the Island Boys, the 2 weird brothers that was tweaking all the time on the internet? They're saying them as them too. Right? They're saying this person did this person did that, this person alleged, this person. You see how it creates a world of confusion? You see how everybody just sitting on the twigs and the leaves of this whole thing? You see how the root of it is being ignored? It's made to create confusion. It's made for us to scatter in 9 million different directions and ignore the root. I'm telling you. That's the only way this shit's making sense to me. You can't do this at your little fucking job at McDonald's, flipping burgers. You got to flip the first one and the second one, and you got to do shit in sequence. You got to build a burger in a certain sequence. The lettuce ain't on the bottom part of the bun, right? The lettuce and all that shit is on the top part of the bun where all the seeds is at. Even that's a sequence. But you're telling me one of the biggest organizations on the planet can't sequence documents that they read in sequence, that they pulled apart already for them, that they said allegedly they pulled it apart already, put it back together, read everything. It's nothing to see. There was no trafficking. There was no people. I'm getting sold off here. And now to come to find out, it's which we already knew it was false. But now come to find out that they just dumped it, just like papers blowing in the wind. You ever seen the movies where like the nerd is walking through the hallway and he got his books in his hand, right? His papers and all that stuff. And the bully comes down the hallway, like, smack that shit out his hand, and they're like, they just laughing. And he over there like, bruh. Now, guess what? He had to jumble all them papers back together and do what? Reorganize them. Whether if it's 5, whether if it's fucking 50. You telling me the one that used to stuff in lockers in high school could do it, but one of the biggest organizations on the planet couldn't do it? You think this was a happenstance? In 2026, we still talking about fucking happenstance? As grown as we supposed to be, as grown as we're supposed to be, as self-reliant, self-aware, enjoying a life of self-agency and responsibility. That's what we're talking about? Pause for the cause, G. Yo, I want to shout out Lionel Nation, dog. Lionel Nation dropped 2 videos. He dropped one, I think, late yesterday and one early yesterday. 2 monster videos. I dropped one of the videos already in the video description. Go holla. If you get a second, go watch the video I dropped. Telling me from FD and HT, this is the village, town square. The video was amazing. I already mentioned the video, dropped a comment on it for him. But yo, amazing explanation. But it's something you have to hear for yourself. Me explaining it to you would be a complete disservice to what he did. We saying the same things. I'm still playing 3-dimensional chess with my conversation. He's playing 5-dimensional chess with that conversation. It was insane. Lionel Media, bro, shout out to you. And it's because you have a certain level of discipline, man. I see exactly how your brain works, and I respect it, pound for pound. I ain't gonna hold you up at first. I thought you was coming at me, bro, and I was like, hold on, what the fuck? Did Lionel watch my video? But nah, I know you didn't watch my video. But we mentioned a lot of the same points. My point was more just shallow and talking about how with Slicegate, how they diminished it when they brought in the dude with the shoddy or the AR or whatever he had, and he fired off and hit the server. All that woo shit. That was my point of it. Your point was 5-dimensional, G. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal job. Shout out to you over there, Lionel Media. Lionel Nation, sorry. Lionel Nation. But back at it, right? If we use our sense, just sense, then we know for a fact that it doesn't line up. If you look at other documents drops that have come out, 9/11, that wasn't jumbled up. JFK files, that wasn't jumbled up, right? All the releases, even you look at the MK Ultra release, not jumbled up. It wasn't disorganized, right? It was redacted. I guarantee. I guarantee. There was redactions. But I don't remember any of these documents being jumbled up. I honestly can't. I do not remember these documents being jumbled up. I'll probably take another look at it, but I really don't remember those documents. I remember those documents flowing. I remember those documents being able easily. Well, they were reports too, so maybe the documents were jumbled, but the reports were not. Don't quote me on that one right there. But this shouldn't be a puzzle game, right? It should be clear. It should be concise. It should be put together in a way that the average 10-year-old could go through and read it. That's my opinion. My humble opinion. And in the midst of the chaos that we all go through, that people are going through, it's this, the fatigue kicks in, and the confusion is there, and you overloaded with the information. There's 3 million papers, and it's overwhelming. How am I going to do this? And where does this line up at? And you get stuck in this little framework. And a lot of times, how we defeat ourselves, we end up in this sphere right here. Where is it? Boom. So let's take a look real quick. This is something I was drawing a conclusion to. It just happened actually when I was fighting with when I was over here StreamYard to kick up and start working. So I was looking at like what emotions are being triggered right now. which will go into the next part. I'm at almost at 30 minutes, so I'm doing good. Quick in and out skis. What emotions during this process of hearing the information, seeing how the information is dropped, ciphering through the information, researching through it, what emotions could be stirred up? I said, well, it's not on the light side of the spectrum, right? It could definitely lay on the, let's say, the negative side of the spectrum. Let's look at anger, right? Frustration, annoyed, aggravated, right? Agitated, you become hostile, you become hateful. These words, like, if you look hateful and hostile, it runs right into being enraged. You end up at anger, right? Agitated, frustrated, exasperated. Annoyed, aggravated, you become irritable. Resentful, jealous, nah, not really resentful and jealous. Contentious and revolted. Yeah, sure. Disgusted, you end up at anger, right? Imagine how much emotions are being spun right now. Imagine how that's being ciphered out. No cookies, Teta, no in and out skis. It's gonna be an in and out ski. G, I got hella shit left to do today. But I won't I'm not gonna shortchange at all. I'm not gonna shortchange it at all. I'm not gonna shortchange y'all know that. Let's look at the sadness block, right? Sadness can be generated just feeling the pain. Like people that what they call empathetic people, right? People that consider themselves to be empaths. Imagine feeling, what would it be? Powerless. The victims feel powerless, so then they feel hopeless, so then they feel sad, right? This feeling of anguish. Um, let's see, displeased, dismayed, sorrowful. They could feel sorrowful because it's a sad thing to hear that juveniles are being treated this way. Even though we kind of it's an underlying thing within human beings that just care about life in itself, that don't align with people that do this type of stuff. And it has nothing to do, it really has nothing to do with religion. I know there's atheist people out here that just won't get down with this shit. So we can remove the whole religion aspect from it. Right? It's a humanity aspect. It's completely humanity. Caring about the other, the mankind, especially the young ones and the older ones, right? And the woman. I give women third seat. I really do give women third seat because they still young and they can make their own decisions and they can figure shit out. They still got energy, right? They're still young, they're still vibrant. Let's go up to fear. Scared. Hopelessness. To see that these names are in there, to see that these people are high profile people that you probably looked up to at one time. So you might get a feeling of, yo, this might be a hopeless fucking thing that we're going through right here. Right? It could be, what's the nervousness, horrified. Yeah. Even if you could be horrified that these things are happening to these people. Empaths could go through that, mortified, dreadful, and fear, panic, helplessness. Is that helplessness and hopelessness? Oh no, I'm just twisting my head too far. Okay. So these emotions can be stirred up and then it could be ciphered out. There's something called spiritual vampirization. There's something called emotional vampirization. I need y'all to be keen and aware of these things. So at the same time you're stuck in this chaos cycle, at the same time you're stuck in this confusion cycle, at the same time you're stuck in this fatigue cycle, this overload, this draining cycle, you're gonna have emotions about these things. And the emotional vampires, the spiritual vampires just roam around draining you and draining you and draining you, right? Not like the freaky vampires we see on Twilight, right? No, these are emotional and spiritual vampires. They aim to do no good. They just drain you. People be in rooms with people and they can't stand to be around them because their energy is just that twisted off that they start just conversations with them drains them mentally, drains their focus, drains their emotion, drains their spirit, just drains them, their motivation. Y'all can't tell me what I'm saying and in a real thing. This is not co-happenstance, bro. There's no co-winky dinkies, bro. This is not incompetence. Allegedly, from my perspective, this is done intentional to the core. You leave out the names that you redact names, the names that people want to see who they are, not the Vicks, the perpetrators. Why are the perpetrators redacted? This is another chaos thing, man. So it's another chaos. That's it. It's just another chaos cycle to put us through, to play with their emotions. Do we really think there's gonna be an end to this? Like, what is the outcome of this? I call them glitter vampires. Like, what is the end? Stop for a second and think about it. We have the files now. What next? We have the files. Regardless of how they were dumped, regardless of the fight to get them in the first place, regardless of how they were dumped, now you have them. Now what? What do we think is the outcome of all of this right here? The majority of people on the planet is not okay with people messing with juveniles. No. Majority of people on the planet don't even like people that's being S8 or SH'd. Now we're talking about juveniles. One point I want to bring up from Lionel Nation over there. He made a crazy good point. And his point stuck with me. We use the word PDF file. And that only really entails a specific action, right? But the proper term, the umbrella term for this whole thing would be child predation. Yeah, it's the feelings, Will. You know the shit. Because not everybody is essaying. Some people engage in the video watching, right? Of juvenile essay and juveniles being treated like they're adults, right? Some people just do the trafficking of it. Some people have no hand in it other than trafficking. Some people have these feelings and never act on them, right? So when you encompass all of them, it's just juvenile predation at the end of the day, child predation. That was a crazy good point that he made, and it stuck with me because it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Now, the ones that are PDF files, label them for sure as what they are. But the group name encompass all of this behavior, all of this madness, whatever angle, whatever stage in this chain that you are, it all comes down to one group name, and it's child predation. So that's it for today, man. For real. I just wanted to shoot my bow, right, and get it off for simply a realignment of thought, not just for you, but also for myself, right? For us to see it clear as day. And when we get the opportunity to see things for what they are, when we see things clearly through logic and comprehension, then we could avoid these emotional attachment to these things. Because with emotion in action, it's the wrong decision. It's the wrong action. We say it here all the time. There's no good decision made out of emotion. We say it here all the time over here. And I truly believe that. So once we get a rein, right, on our emotions, then we can actually cipher this thing down with logic. However you want to engage with it, if you want to start researching it, if you just want to listen to the videos of people doing their research, however you engage. You want to dibble and dabble here and there. If you want to go on conspiracy tiki-taki, whatever it is. Once we control our emotions, then we better behave ourselves and act logically. Once we start thinking logically, we get to behave logically, and we actually make the proper decisions. We're not spun up, right? Yes, protect your mind. Absolutely. Absolutely, Doc. Dr. Matt Adden. Absolutely, G. I just wanted to come drop that thought process off in the town square for you guys. Y'all know it's a love thing all the time. G, appreciate all the support, appreciate the love, appreciate the buttons. I'll be back soon. Still spinning on some other ideas in the mental centrifuge, still spinning some shit. Y'all know for sure. Without a doubt, pound for pound. The love thing from FD and HT. Still gotta do part 2 of the M&Ms, right? The M&Ms. That's what I'm calling from now on. The M&Ms. Montauk, Monarch, MK Ultra. I'm just calling the M&Ms from now on. So it'd be more YouTube friendly. But y'all gonna know. If you get a chance, stop by Lionel Nation, bro. Stop by Lionel Nation. Take a look at the last 2 videos, right? Show them some love. Give them a shout out. Dope as shit. Well spoken, well articulate, massive vocabulary. I like listening to the Lionel Nation. People depend too much on hair trigger reaction. Exactly. When and we already talked about it. When you have all this emotion it running around, like all these protests and shit, you have no legislature that comes behind it. We have real life examples from the past 10 years about people being emotional and getting nothing done. You dig it? So peace, power, prosperity. Y'all know it's a love thing from FNHT from here to there. Always clean on spare. Love yourself so you can love the people that surround you. Take care of yourself so you can take the people that surround you. I'll see y'all soon. Train every day like the marathon is tomorrow because life is not a sprint. You heard? And when you're ready, you don't got to get ready. And when you're prepared, you'll never be scared. It's a love thing. See y'all soon.